What's going on, guys? This is Logan with West Desert Wheeler. As you can see, another overcast day out here in the desert. It's early January here in southern Utah. It's about 50-ish degrees, nice and cool, but it's going to be an awesome day for crawling. Today I brought out an awesome build that I put together. It's my extended cab 1987 Toyota Hardbody on top of a VS4-10 straight axle kit. Let's check that out. Let's go wheel on the rocks and have a good time and hopefully not beat up and scratch this truck too much. Let's go hit the rocks. Well, all right, guys, here we are with the VS4-10 straight axle truck. I do have some metal Vanquish housings on this guy, which I find just highly appropriate for this build, and I really like those things. They are the F10T axles, and if you're not familiar with Toyota axles, they look just like the F10Ts. They're not licensed Toyota axles, but Vanquish really nailed it. This is my third hardbody project that I've actually put together. A lot of people think this is my first. It's the first one that I completely built and did a full custom build on. But I have had an RC4 drive Marlin, and then I swapped the body around for a 85 4Runner, 87 maybe. And then I've always liked the extended cab pickup, and I wanted the 12.3 wheelbase, whereas the original RC4 drive I had was like, what are those, 11.5, 11.8, something like that. So the 12.3, a little bit longer, more typical, standard for the VS4-10, at least that's the standard wheelbase. So I wanted to get a body that would fit that a little bit better, and then it had too bad of an overhang on the bed. So I went ahead and custom bobbed that bed myself, which I have never done before. So that was an interesting project. This whole build was super fun. I really enjoyed the process. I took my time, and there's a lot of watching paint dry, I can tell you that. But this is sage green, it's just Rust-Oleum. So tried to take my time, make sure it had like 48 hours between each reel coat. And it turned out pretty good, not quite as smooth as I had hoped. But hey, I'm not a professional painter. And you know what, it's just proof that I did it. So this truck was actually a surprise build. Vanquish very kindly sent one to me, and they didn't tell me that I was getting one. I just showed up one day and I had an awesome box on the porch from Vanquish, and I was like, I don't remember ordering anything, and it was a good sized box. When I picked it up, had some heft to it. I opened it up, and to my surprise, I found a portal chassis slider builder kit. So it was a special that they only offered during the 22 holiday season, and to my understanding, they are no longer available and won't be available. So I got one of the few trucks that were available. I asked the guys over there that I talk with about what they kind of wanted me to do with it, and they said, have fun with it, do whatever you want, maybe do a video on the build, and maybe get some running content. And now some of the other companies that helped me accomplish this project, my buddy Cody over at Sky RC Hobby Shop in St. George, Utah, helped get me set up with some wheels and tires, as well as a brushless motor setup for this truck. And I'd been waiting for the Fusion Pro to show up. Currently this has a Fusion SE in it, and Cody just got that Fusion Pro, so I'm excited to get the Pro slapped in here and see what kind of difference that makes out here on the trail. Reefs RC also helped out, and it has a raw 500 in it, so very excited about that. The lighting kit is made by Lit LED. Man, that looks awesome. I also got the Phoenix light kit because I put Phoenix inner fenders on this truck. And so the Lit LED Phoenix light kit bolts into those upper fenders. So it gives me awesome lighting on the front wheels. And it's also got 2 dots above the rear axle as well. So at night, this thing really lights up awesome. The tires that I'm using on this truck are the Proline, not Nitto, Toyo. And they're Trail Grap, what does the sidewall say? Toyo Open Countries, that's what they are. I was trying to call them Trail Grapplers, those are Nittos. And everybody's asking how I like them. It turns out both trips I've had this truck out on, it's been wet and sandy, so it's not a great indicator of ultimate performance, but I will say for the conditions, I think they're doing very well, actually. They don't look like much, but they certainly hook up well. They're in the G8 compound. I don't know if Proline offers these in Predator or not, but they certainly seem to be helping me get up and over obstacles, although right here, I think I'm pushing the limits a little too much. I don't think this truck's gonna make it. I do have Krawler Innovations dual stage foams, and these are the KMC Roswell wheels. So as you guys can see, obviously this is not my normal style of driving where I just try and find like the ultimate hard lines and all that fun stuff. This truck, I try and drive it a little more appropriate for the truck where, you know, hopefully I don't roll it off of everything and destroy it, because there's a lot of hours just in this body itself. But that certainly doesn't mean that I'm not going to use it, right? I want to get out and have fun with the truck. It's already got some scratches on it from the first trip out that I did a fun intro to, and then a build breakdown after. So if you guys never watched that build breakdown, I put together like a really rad intro for it that, you know, kind of had era appropriate music to it, and I had a lot of fun doing that. So definitely not my normal style of video. So if you guys want to see some different style content, be sure to check that out. Getting on our door panel a little bit there. This is a good climb. I like this a lot, actually. Oh, there it is. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Now on this truck, because it is the VS4-10 chassis, it's got a VFD twin in it. Now I've just got the options on the twin locked out because I wasn't sure if I'd be able to sneak servos under the hardbody interior. I think I can. It's just going to take a little more time and research and customization, but I do have it locked out in the high overdrive percentage at the moment. What's cool about that is I can always just change that later if I don't like it. But it is giving it an advantage in turning and climbing capabilities, so I'll take the overdrive while I'm having fun with it. Later on, we'll try lower and see what happens. So unfortunately not getting that pinch and the traction we're looking for in that pinch. Bellied out pretty hard here. Oh, we're in the tail light now. Come on. All right, got up the right side. Take a small reverse here. Now that is one very impressive part on these F10T axles is they have excellent steering range. I have my steering actually limited due to the amount of body rubbing that is caused by the awesome steering angle. These tires are like a 4.6, I think. So they're smaller than 4.75. They're a little bit taller than 4.19, and they are a little too big. I've already dremelled out the fenders on this truck to help with clearance, and then even doing that, they still rub. But I like the size. I definitely like the scale appearance. I think they just look appropriate for the truck. So you guys will have to let me know what you think of these tires on this truck. But I may have nicknamed this truck Sage just from the paint color. It's a good little name for it. Another detail on it is that I've got the RC4 drive metal bumper. It's got D-rings in it now. I found some scale D-rings, stole them off an axial bumper. I think it was from my base camp. So it's got some base camp D-rings on it, which they're just gonna get smashed into the ground anyway, so I'll take it. Oh no, oh no. Just working back and forth. So if you guys are interested in building a truck similar to this and you want to put a hard body on, you know, many different style chassis, check out my friends over at Shrink RC. They're really awesome, quick to respond online, answer and help with my questions. And then we got it set up with some Shrink RC hard body mounts for the VS4-10. Couldn't be more simple. They just bolt onto the skid on the sliders, and then there's an adapter that the body bolts straight to the Shrink RC mounts. So piece of cake, nice and easy. Oh no. So definitely check out Shrink RC. All right guys, we may have found a very challenging line for this. I'm curious if it can pull it off. So first off, steep drop in. The rocks look pretty wet here and got a lot of moss on them. So traction's going to be limited. And then we got to do a tight turn on a side hill. And then we're going to try and fight this side hill. And we're going to cruise along this lower ledge here. Oh, don't let go. Oh dear, oh dear. It's going to roll. So let's try this one more time. I think I need to get the rear work down. Yeah, that was what I wanted. I'm just gonna use that front sidewall to pull that whole truck through there. Ooh, I thought we were gonna lose it for a second. We still might. Okay, now we're just skidded out. And we gotta try that one more time. Oh man, that was scary. I will say, after doing this build, I've got a real appreciation for the crazy scale guys that just have unbelievable, realistic looking builds. It takes a lot of time to do those, and like also just creativity and craftsmanship and skill. So if you got a rig like that, my hat's off to you. There we go, locking that front sidewall in really made the difference for us. And we gotta drag our front out, hopefully pull that rear up and out. Perfect. All right, that was one of the big obstacles on this ledge. Again, met with a narrow portion, low traction. This is a smaller ledge, I'm not real concerned with it, but it should definitely look great. Yeah. Watching that suspension articulate. I do have 80mm shocks on this truck, even though it is straight axle. So Vanquish supplies 80mm with the portal kit, which this slider was, but I swapped to a straight axle just for more scale looks. And I also had the straight axles from Mater, my monthly Mayhem Speed Phoenix. So Mater's components made his way in here. Oh, our bumper is gonna hit. That's unfortunate. So I guess I'm really gonna have to go completely off that wall over here. I'm not gonna get the oh, maybe we are. Back tire's really controlling what's going on. Once that back left slips around this little nub it's on right there, it should pivot. Should drive up. I do want to hit this on a V up at the top, because I think that's the only way we're going to get the belly through, if it will go through. This is like the impossible part of the line I'm concerned about. Dragging the bumper. I'm going to need to rotate into it. That's the line. I just think the body's too big. Also drops into a little crack on the bottom left. So I don't think it's gonna make it, but you know, we got all the way to the end, so that's cool. Definitely pushing the limits on this little Toyota. I do also have brass rings in these wheels, so hopefully a little more weight up front. But this truck is chunky up top. These bodies are not lightweight. So one of my favorite things about this location is the contrast of the red rocks up front here that I'm driving on, to then the sagebrush, and then just that mountain range out there in the background. Oh dear, we're so close to tipping. No. Okay, we pulled out of that. We're gonna be all right. A little concerned. I was feeling pretty good about it though, honestly. I recorded a couple clips for my Instagram at West Desert Wheeler. Getting some awesome shots. We're trying to make this thing look real. Obviously the RC guys can pick it apart, but sometimes the general public can be fooled, which I think is pretty fun to do. All right, so here we go. Hopping across boulders all flexed out, and then gonna try and get this truck rotated and turned and get balanced in this crack. Although I came in on a real steep angle. Luckily we got the steering angle to handle it. Basically got 2 tires in and 2 tires on top. Drive it a little bit down the crack. Should be all right. Now we're gonna get this thing all sideways and twist it up. Almost lost it there. So let's see if we can turn out at some point. Lifting tire. Lifting tire. So it's tough because I want to get the rear moved over as far as possible before my turn. So let's try this. Hopefully this rear will hang on. Oh, just barely did. Just touched the bed, but we'll call it good enough. So one thing about scratching this truck is that the paint didn't come out quite as nice as I had hoped. So it doesn't look that smooth. It feels very smooth because I wet sanded it between some coats. Unfortunately, that top coat just didn't come out as perfect as I wanted. It's got a little orange peel to most of it, but like I say, that's all right. I'm not a professional painter. So it makes it hurt a lot less that I'm not like super stoked on my paint job. So when I scratch it, I'm kind of just like, yeah, it's part of the deal. And you know what? I'm not gonna not run my truck, you know? Even if it's shiny and nice, I was gonna scratch it anyway. So the fact that I don't love it just helps me run it more. Although this guy has been a bit of a shelf queen. Check out where we're wheeling. It's this awesome narrow ledge between these two big ravines. Super cool. Terrain out here is awesome. Oh, we got a big crack we got to traverse. That's gonna be a problem. Should be able to land it right there. Ooh, just barely. Gonna drag the back of the truck, no doubt. Good thing I bobbed it. That really helped. Awesome terrain out here. So like I was kind of mentioning, is that this truck is more of a shelf queen than my others. I'm kind of gonna use this as like, if I'm hosting an event, it'll come out and show it off a little bit, let people check it out. And then really just, if I'm running it, it's on video. So these trucks I try and take care of as much as possible. And that's kind of the life they end up living, which they look really great on the shelf, so can't complain. Oh dear. See if we can navigate our way through here. I'm certain there's going to be some kind of critter in here. Desert mice are pretty common out here. They got long, little furry tails. Kind of funny looking. Oh, we're sanding off the paint there. Nice. Okay, let's bring this front end up to help counteract that left rear dropping. Worked perfectly. Beautiful. Now we're in a rock garden. Don't know if we can sneak down through there. Maybe we have to do a 180, come back. And we have to navigate these rocks right here. Now we're all sideways. This ain't helping our cause. So as I'm sure the scale guys have noticed, I am not running a driver. I can't bring myself to do it. I don't care if the truck has one. I know some people are very adamant, but also I just never think they look appropriate. Like they always look like a plastic guy. Like I would rather have a truck that just looks like it's driving itself. Which I did do a full color interior on this. I did the door panels and like the trim of the truck in like a light tan, very peanut butter color. And then the seats and the dash and the steering wheel all ended up a darker brown, which is like a chocolate color. So peanut butter and chocolate is what the interior is, which I think is just super 80s Toyota. Like that's definitely a couple colors they would have put in their trucks. I had an 86 4Runner and it had a dark brown chocolate interior, dark brown everything, and it was all fuzzy. Yeah, good old 80s Toyotas. Kind of reminds me of the 90s Chevys, except for Chevy used horrible colors like ugly red and ugly blue and made it fuzzy. Gotta love the automotive industry, man. I'm sure we'll look back at the 2020 cars and laugh at all the design features that they have in these cars today. Continuing our trek through this little canyon. I usually make fun of people for stacking rocks. However, I just moved a rock, but I unstacked it. I got it out of our way. I didn't use it to our advantage, which I mean would be our advantage to not have it there. It was full-blown impossible, so I moved it, hopefully to make this line possible. We need to use that rock for traction right here. Try and get that tire up on it, the rear. Oh, we're on our body. Man, wheeling's a lot harder when you care about your rig, I'll tell you that. I don't want to dig too big of holes either. Just fighting for any ounce of traction we can find, trying to figure out a different line through here. Gonna beat up our truck right there. No, never touched it. Smash our hood though. Okay, that wasn't all that bad actually. The sound we heard is the tire hitting the fender. Like I say, that's why I limited my steering. If only I had a winch in my truck. Getting repositioned, trying to get our rear end much higher. See if this will help our advantage, help get our line right on this. Gotta break the front end through. Kind of back where we were. All right, we gotta move some rocks. Gotta stack them, so I gotta make fun of myself now. Way to go. Let's see if some somewhat scale size rocks will give us the advantage. We'll make the difference we're looking for here. Oh. Just like when we stack real rocks in real life, they just moved. Had to push really hard into the door. Getting ourselves some scratches here. Doing this for you guys. I hope you know that. And because this Toyota isn't going to be defeated by this. So close, I just can't get that front tire to bite where I want. There we go, there we go. Yeah. Yeah. Onto the other quarter panel. Should be able to straighten her up a little bit. That was cool. I don't know where we're going. Finally found some traction though. That's good. Like I say, definitely not a diss on the tires, just there's such limited, oh, that hurt. Such limited traction with wet sand. Come on, Yoda, come on. Yes, yes, we did it. Not out yet. Here we go. Make our final climb. Oh no, it's too slick. Oh dear. Oh dear. Now we moved a rock that was gonna help us. Come on, Pro Lines. Oh dear, don't do that. Don't go in there. Warm them up, warm them up. Ah, come on, come on. Whew, almost tipped it. Tires are warm though. Steeper than the other spot we were trying. Oh no, we're gonna tip. We're in trouble, we're in trouble. Okay, that's a good spot. No, not if our ass is dragging the weeds. Come on, truck. Yeah, there we go. Just a little bit further, come on. Go, 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 go. There she is, out on top. For, you know, a line that didn't mean much, but, you know, beat the crap out of the truck doing it, and we made it out on top. As I was wandering around, I saw this line and I was thinking about going up it. However, I know that I could not get my rear into the position needed to climb it because there's a sharp corner. And I was like, maybe I could do it with the rear steer car, but then I realized it might be possible if I go down it instead. So we're gonna have to side hill through this. You can hear a helicopter cruising through the desert floor. It's pretty cool. Sometimes the military will come out here and buzz through like 100 feet off the deck. It's pretty cool. This one's definitely not military. But seeing if I can get my front end to stick right here, pushing into the body. That lower rocker panel is just gonna get beat up in its life, isn't it? And then maybe drive a little forward and straight. Now that rear tire is pushing into it. So let's try and bring that front around as much as possible. So I think we made it through the hard part there. Like I said, I just don't think I could make that turn if I were to go uphill. So now, just gotta get our front end washed down without letting the rear fall down. Which a really good way to handle this would be just use the servo. It's a raw 500, I could go a lot faster, but I'm trying to make it look a little more realistic. Ooh, we're in trouble here. Let's back up a little. That's not helping. Just gonna have to throttle out, I think. Well, it did it. Not pretty, not realistic, but it did it. Yeah, that passenger side's getting beat up pretty bad here, guys. Now, at some point, a real vehicle has driven over this rock and has left like black rubber from the tires, you know, screeching on the rocks. I always think it looks really cool for the scale rigs when there's just little patches like that. It looks more like the little trucks left them, which I think is funny. Been recording a few clips here and there for my Instagram. If you guys want to go over there and check it out, it would be appreciated. Go ahead and follow me while you're there. Got a couple thousand followers over there, trying to grow the page. My YouTube is definitely larger than Instagram though, so I appreciate all your guys' support here on YouTube. I know many of you do not have Instagram, but it's one of my favorite platforms to share on. I just enjoy posting pictures and clips of the little trucks. You see a lot of different stuff on there than YouTube. Well guys, I hope you've enjoyed the content. I definitely feel like I recorded quite a bit today, so it's probably gonna be a lengthy video, but that's good for the guys who wanna see this truck. These things are surprisingly capable, and with that VS4-10 underneath, this thing is really stable and planted. It's very predictable, which I really like in a crawler. Overall, the build was absolutely one of my favorites. It was super fun to put it all together, see it come to life, make the different choices for colors and whatnot, and just hoping that it looks good in the end. I'm pretty happy with it. I hope you guys like the truck too. Sage gets down on the rocks and looks pretty good on the shelf. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap up the video here. I appreciate your guys' time. Be sure to hit the affiliate links down below. It's how you can support me on the channel. My name's Logan with West Desert Wheeler. We'll see you in the next one. Keep the rubber side down.